In just a few minutes, 3 visitor centers in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park will close until the federal government shutdown is over. The nonprofit Great Smoky Mountains Association paid to keep the centers open through New Year's Day.
10 News reporter Jim Matheny is in the Smokies, where there's growing concern over trash piling up in the park.
Well, when the sun sets on this New Year's Day, so will the days of keeping the visitor centers here in the Great Smoky Mountains open during the government shutdown. That means no more gift shops, bathrooms, or trash collection at the Sugarlands, Cades Cove, or Econo-Lefty visitor centers.
I'm really concerned about sanitation issues and protecting our wildlife. So folks need to know that the restrooms inside of the park are not open and the trash cans are not being serviced.
Laurel Rematori with the nonprofit Great Smoky Mountains Association says keeping the centers open has helped the Smokies avoid problems with overflowing trash reported at many other national parks during the shutdown.
Within a few days, probably the trash cans will be overflowing and attracting wildlife who become habituated to human food, and then that's a bad thing for the wildlife.
The nonprofit group paid more than $50,000 to keep the visitor centers open through New Year's Day, and could afford to do it because it makes enough money on gift shop sales during this busy week to break even. That's not the case when the crowds and customers drop off dramatically after the holidays. Now Rematori says it's more important than ever for visitors to take it upon themselves to leave no trace.
It was a privilege for GSMA to be able to step in and provide this funding at a critical time, but it's really just a stopgap measure. And every day that this shutdown goes on, it ultimately could be damaging the resources here in this park.
Although the Great Smoky Mountains Association expects to break even, that does not mean the shutdown has been painless. That $50,000 it paid would normally be $50,000 it could devote to its actual mission of helping pay for education and other projects throughout the Smokies, not cleaning up trash and bathrooms. Reporting in the Great Smoky Mountains, I'm Jim Matheny. We'll send it back to you.
Again, the visitor centers inside the Smokies will now be closed, but the GSMA has centers outside the park in Gatlinburg, Townsend, and Bryson City. Those will still be open for visitors to get park information, throw away trash, and use the restrooms. Now, facilities at the Big South Fork National River and Recreation Area are also closed because of the government shutdown. Signs at the park headquarters told visitors about those closures. Restrooms in the park are all closed and trash bins are not being emptied. Coming up on 10 News at 6, hear why hikers are asking the government to end the shutdown as soon as possible. And as the parks go on without funding, the lack of maintenance could actually cause damage out west. In Yosemite National Park, trash cans are overflowing and locked bathroom doors haven't stopped people from going. In Joshua Tree, campers are brawling over campsites and off-roading illegally. With little ranger supervision, some worry the parks could see significant damage that would outlast the shutdown. A director at the National Parks Conservation Association calls it a real nightmare scenario.
Tomorrow, President Donald Trump plans to meet with leaders in Congress to talk about the